Welcome everyone. Thank you very much again for joining us. If you're joining us for the first time, thank you. And this is the Wealthy Retailer series. And today we're going to focus on true customer loyalty, or as you see on the PowerPoint there, customer love. So first of all, as we get into the series or get into this this webinar, I just want to make sure that you know that at the end of this session, there's going to be a copy of this presentation available to you. Please feel free to reach out to us at planning@retailbycrs.com. Thewealthyretailer.com as well has a landing page for you to be able to get the content. So don't, heads up. Let's just jump in and enjoy the webinar and our time together, as opposed to having to take frantic notes. And as you probably know, for some of you that have joined our sessions in the past, the Wealthy Retailer is a series of educational sessions and webinars that we put together based on our focus of being a true wealthy retailer. And you'll see on the bottom of each of these slides, it's about winning and having that winning attitude. It's about being energized, always being positive and really admired by your staff, by your customers. We're going to talk about that admiration today in terms of customer loyalty. Always being lean, being stealth in your business, making sure that there's not too much, being as ideal as you can in terms of size and operation, being tenacious, having that drive, again, coming back to being energized, and ultimately being happy and making sure that the driving force of your organization is happiness first. We always believe that, when we have happiness, when we build that happiness in our business, then all of the other elements will come, and that will create true wealth. So again, thank you very much for joining us, folks. My name is Scott Smith. I've been working with independent retailers for almost 30 years now, in every level, whether it be on the sales floor or management, buying. Right now, our true focus is on really helping you understand your inventory and being able to have the right product in your stores at the right time. Always here, again, planning@retailbycrs.com to reach out to me. Love helping. The true essence of these webinars is to help you identify areas that you can improve, challenge you, and push you to be able to do better and enjoy your businesses more. Dan Holman, my partner in crime here, is also available to you. Dan is the CEO of Canadian Retail Solutions, an incredible retailer, a true visionary, and really someone that lives his beliefs of service above self. And he's available too on planning at retailbycrs.com at any time you want to reach out to Dan. So let's start talking about true loyalty. Well, let's start more precisely with what true loyalty is not. We are so conditioned these days with the loyalty card, with the loyalty program, with the buy one, buy two, buy three, buy four, and get something, and to some extent to the bribery of loyalty. Well, that's not true loyalty. Now, yes, it can be very effective for you to have loyalty programs in your store. Very basic, very easy to do, many of them, and I encourage you to do so. But what I really wanted to talk to you today about is true loyalty, or real love. And it might be a little bit corny as we go through this presentation, but I am going to relate the love of customers to what true loyalty is, and relating to, when we feel true love for something, what are the qualities of that we're looking for to be able to demonstrate to our customer and get that loyalty of someone wanting to come back to our store, wanting to engage with us and want to, respond to what we're offering. Now, and ultimately, again, this is not about bribing or manipulating people to come into your store. This is about truly earning their trust and earning their business. So firstly, do you really know who he or she is? Do you know your customers? One thing I really love in a number of customers that I work with, they speak about, in the third person, I guess, they speak about their customer as he or she. My guy really loves to wear this, this, and this, or my girl, or my ladies, or I love hearing that, because it really gives me a sense that the retailer is connecting with who their customer is. They're personifying who their customer is, and that very much helps every level of the business when you think about it. It really helps you understand the demographic of that person. It helps you understand how they will buy. It'll help you prepare who your staff need to be. And we're going to talk about that throughout this presentation as well. So who is your customer? Survey the store. Survey the people on the floor. Survey the people coming into the store. Set up POS flags. POS flags in your point of sale system can be things where you're just having some subtle identifiers when your staff ring in a sale is the person between this age and this age. What's the style of products that this particular person might be buying on a regular basis. You start to identify that. Now, and I say identify, connect, and listen. So absolutely identifying, as we say, is just finding out what are the social sides, what are the different elements of that persona that is your person. Now, connecting is a very, very important thing these days, and we don't have to even, it's become such a critical part of our lives, or such a significant part of our lives, is our social media interaction. You want to encourage a two-way dialogue when you connect with your customers, and it may be connecting on the floor, of course, like starting conversations, getting to understand these people, getting to understand who they are, how they function, like their the different elements of their lives, the things they care about, the things they don't care about. Social media is a great way to understand that. You will gather great loads of information about the people that follow you, but you have to be interactive. It has to be something where you give. Social media very much these days is about giving content, giving advice, giving instruction. Social events are another area where you really connect. Some of the best clients I work with are literally thinking about their next social event the moment that they come out of the one that they're working on right now. This day, in this demographic, in this day and age, people want connection. You need to provide more in your retail store than just a product. You need to give people a reason. And this is why we're talking about true loyalty today. It's true connection. Social events are fantastic. Charities are amazing. Trunk shows are excellent. Ways to make your clients feel that you are connecting with what they believe in, with what is special to them, and that you share that common connection. So identifying, connecting, and most important, listening. So how do we listen? I got to tell you, the first thing that I really believe that we listen from is our cash register. Listening to our customers via what they purchase in our store, being analytic, being critical of what the decisions that people make to spend time in our store can be absolutely found via the point of sale system, via drilling down analysis, by understanding the truth. It is your job to absolutely know what your customer is looking for, and listening to them through their actions is very, very important. And obviously listening to them through, your social media sites and through your engagement in the store, and being someone that is a good student of what your customers are wanting to teach you. The next part of it is, do you really support him or her? And I'm going to keep kind of referring to the he and the she, in that it, the personifying, like your customer, your ladies, your men, your kids. Do they, how do you support them? And, again, I said I was going to kind of bring up these corny analogies along the way. We stare in our loved one's eyes and we say that you know me so well, you know me because you do things for me before I even ask. And that, to me, that's a really great definition of how well we support our customers. We do things before they ask. Okay, and in retail, that means proactivity. That means being strategic. That means doing things that, by understanding, by having that, identifying, connecting, and listening to your customers, that you are able to anticipate what they need, what they want, how you need to look after them. You know me so well, you do things for me before I ask. Like that's really that love analogy again. And how do we do that? Okay, so let's think about it. Staff training. I had some great clients that I was talking to just recently that have their new staff members spend 5 weeks off the floor, or not actually, I shouldn't say off specifically off the floor, but not working directly with customers for the first 5 weeks. They take 5 weeks to train them intensely in their program, but more importantly, train them intensely in how they will best serve that customer that they are so aware of, making sure that by the time they hit the sales floor, by the time they are that first connection to the customer, that they are truly well trained. You know, how well do you train your customers? Your staff, how well do you prepare your staff for those interactions with the people that you want to build loyalty with? You know, again, I think very important is to identify the type of staff that you have in your operation. Are they the type of people that will connect and get along with your men and your ladies and your kids, you know, your customers? Store layout and merchandising, again, before they ask. Are you strategizing? Are you always critical of the layout? Do you know where your hotspots are? Do you know how to make it most easy, most forgiving, most accepting, I should say, even for the customers when they walk in the door, as they walk in whatever direction that you find that they're naturally going to go? Do you have the products there for them? You know, store layout and merchandising is, as we will talk about, do you have their right sizes? Do you have the right colors? Do you have the right product at the right time? And that's very much product selection. Are you using the analytics in your business? Are you using the interaction, the connection that you've made with your customer to truly understand what to select? Website, before they ask, are you able to show them what they need? Give them confidence to come into your store. Offer them something via your website that really matches the culture of your business, that gives them the feeling that they need to be connected with you and the website. Now, that might mean for you that you've got to have a web store. That might mean that you need to show them product before they come in. You know, we know for sure these days that identifying that customers pre-shop your store, they want to identify what you sell. It may not mean that. It may also mean that they just need to identify with you culturally, that you've created something on your website that connects with that client, that already starts to build that level of loyalty because they want to be there. You know, all of us have sat down before we go on a holiday or a trip, or we're going into a town, and we look at, well, what is available in the areas that I like? What stores should I go to? Your website's very critical before they ask. And your policies, you know, building policies. Always encourage every one of my retailers to have a policies and procedures, a set of standards, you know, a manual if it may be, something that's dynamic, but something that matches your identity of your client. Again, you've identified, you've connected, you've listened to your customer, and now you're building policies based around that. You know, policies for your staff to follow, and we're going to talk more about some of those specific policies as well. So next, do you have the right balance? Do you have the right balance? And so here's the story, the golden triad of retail that we always talk about. There's three elements of retail success: service, product, and price. You know, ultimate customer service, the right product in the store, and competitive prices. Now, here's the reality of life. For us as independent retailers, we're not going to be able to succeed in all three of these. I'll tell you that right now. If you strive to be successful in all three, you will be mediocre in all three. You need to focus, and you can be notarized, successful, and an absolute winner in retail by shining in two of these areas. Now, you know, it may not be the case. Some of you may be really focused on price, but in a lot of the independent retail businesses that we work with, the two out of the three are service and product. If you can deliver an ultimate level of service, a great experience for your customers, and if you can have the product for them at the right time, at the right place, with the right amount, then you will be successful. Now, yes, you want to be competitive in price for sure, but you may not ever, you will not really ever be able to compete with the Costco's, you know, and with the Walmarts, et cetera, and you don't want to. You know, ultimately competing on price for an independent retailer is a slippery slope. So, you know, understanding that, you know, we have these three, this triad, this golden triangle, having focused on two of those three to be a successful business, do you have that balance? Do you have strong service-focused individuals in your organization that are understanding your customer? And do you have the right product at the right time? So having a balance creates loyalty. Okay, so let's talk about price, because price was our third part of the triad. Do your customers love you for who you you are. Again, my love reference here. Manipulation or loyalty? Are you manipulating your customers with price? Are you throwing them low prices to get them in the door? Are you buying love? And does your customer love you truly for who you are? You know, one of the things that I think we need to really recognize is that your customer will pay a premium if they share your belief and purpose. So, we talk about, we as retailers have been conditioned in our lives to buy the love. We get to the end of a season, we're marking down. We're struggling with a particular product, we're marking down. And you know what? That's all necessary evils. I'm not going to say that we don't need to do that, but ultimately, you will find the highest quality of client or customer. You'll find the highest connection when you are in belief and purpose. Communicating your beliefs. Are you communicating staff? Are you showing them that you have the products that they want? Are you showing them that you are deserving of their love? And that's done more so, I believe, more so by having the right product, right service to your customers. And I know I'm harping on that from the last slide, but think about that. Think about every bit of effort that you put into creating ultimate service, every bit of effort you put into being a better selector, a better picker, more in tune with the culture of your customer. You are going to draw your customers away from that manipulation and bribery that most stores do to get them in the door, which is just to have markdowns. So, think about that. Think about, are you creating a culture in your store that is a culture of price? Because price is it's a short win. And ultimately too, as a customer, as a consumer, shops from store to store on price. When they truly find a home, they will go back to that store on a regular basis, not based on the price, based on the fact that they are getting what they want, they are given the service that they want, or the service that they deserve. Now, product, the other bastion of the triad. Are you letting him or her down? I think that's really important to remember this, and ask again. There is no more important point than making sure your merchandise is in that right place, that you optimize, that the timing is there for you, the right product, the right place at the right time. And this is one thing that we've, at Canadian Retail Solutions, we've now dedicated our lives to this element of retail success. I've seen incredible success in businesses that have purely and mastered the art of seeing the right product, the right place at the right time. Inventory planning is all about the right price, the right place, and the right time. Although I should say the right product, the right place, and the right time. And you're pricing it in the right way as well. But ultimately, what we want you to do is we want you to be dropping that product right before the immediacy of the sales curve, so that person is coming in the door. A lot of people ask me, like, well, what is the right balance? Like, be overstocked and understocked. You want to maintain a really good sell-through, but most importantly, you want to keep that person loyal. So by having that right amount of product at the right time, they are not walking outside of your store. You are maximizing the amount of time that they spend in your store. That power of merchandise planning. Merchandise planning is very much having an accurate forecast of sales, to be able to very accurately know the ratio of stock you need to get that ultimate sale in your store. And it's more than just optimizing the amount of dollars you get through the till. It's, again, as I said before, it's about keeping those people in your store, keeping them loyal to you by deserving their love and not letting them down, and having the right product in the store for them. Product and price. Product, price, product, price, and the selection of the items that you keep in your store. Are you a personality match? And this is all about your people. Let's really challenge ourselves here to say, are we a match? Do our staff match our customers? Are they specifically trained to match the style, to match the personalities, to have that love and that connection that we're looking for? And do they celebrate loyalty? So, we celebrate sales. We incent our staff to sell as much as possible. And that's, not taking away from that. That's really a great focus as well. But do they celebrate loyalty? Do you high five each other when you see someone that's come back on a regular basis? Do you high five the rest of the team when people come back, even when they've got a problem? And we're going to talk about that in a minute as well. Are you making match? Going back to that reference that we talked about earlier, which was, staff training. Are you investing significantly enough with your staff? Are you taking that time so the moment that they walk on the floor, they are a true representative of your vision? They are true representative of the people that you want to look after, and they are truly respectful. One of the things we provide a series of sales tips, and I encourage you to follow us as well and pick those sales tips. But one of the things that I think is really critical, in our sales process is enjoying being a servant. Like Dan, at Canadian Retail Solutions talks a lot about service above self. Service above self is a very, very rewarding thing. To be able to get on, and even to the youngest member of our sales team that's just coming out of high school or even in high school, they can learn the importance from retail on service above self because it's enjoyable. Like nothing makes your day go faster and be more rewarding when you've helped someone, when you literally have helped them. And there's so many elements within the sales process that spins out to, like providing a solution for your customers, thinking more about just the item that they're bringing to the till, but asking them great questions to learn who they are, to become more intimate with them, and to be able to then offer them a selection of products in your store that mean something to them, that give them that feeling that when they've walked out that they've truly been looked after, and that beyond what they were thinking they needed, you've set them up with a complete solution. All the thinking about these things, celebrating how well we look after our customers. So think about that. Are you a personality match for your customer? Here we one thing that gets the blood boiling, and I know, and I've faced this question many times over with retailers, is the return policy. Will you take things back? And here I am with my crazy screen saying, take it back, take it back, take it back. Sounds like a Queen song. Take it back. It really, first of all, let's look at the statistics of this. Okay, let's look at the fact that 9 out of 10 people ultimately don't bring products back. And for a good or bad thing, sometimes I think that the more that they bring product back, that they tell us, that they inform us, they educate us. When someone is returning something to us, think about this first. First of all, it's taken a lot of agonizing thought and can worry. No matter who you are, you always have anxiety when you're taking a product back. If we can dispel that anxiety and if we can make them feel good, you have truly earned some real loyalty, some true loyalty. If we can make them even celebrate the fact and make them feel better about it and have them come out of the store happy, you have created a bond that you will get pretty much no other way than you can get in a retail store than with a return. You can be a great salesperson, you can create an ultimate experience of love with your customer, but you will gain more respect from the return. Now, I know people do abuse the return policies from time to time, but I will say to you, and I'll take this to the bank, 9 out of 10 people will do the right thing by you. Yes, there will be that one. Do not let that one person or that one scenario take away from the ultimate love that you want to have for the rest of your customers. Take it back. Have a very open return policy. Make sure that even if it's not hurting you a little, then I would challenge you to say that your return policy is not as friendly as it should be. And I know I'm speaking really strongly about this, but I truly believe that you will find loyalty in how willing you are to return product, how willing you are to credit or to refund your customers. Many of you will have had the experience, and you know what? You look at those lineups at Costco as you walk in the door that are lined up at customer service returning product. Now, I've got to tell you, I've had that experience, and I've returned a number of things to Costco over the years, and they have earned my ultimate true loyalty. When I buy product from them, I know that satisfaction is their focus, and that when I take the product back to them, they will return it with very few questions. But what is the response to that? I'll tell you, like I've returned products there that I've had for a long time, and many stores would not, and maybe justifiably so. But at the same time, I'm going back to that retail store on a regular basis. I'm buying my groceries there. I'm buying my electronics there. I'm doing those kind of things. There's not a big advertisement for Costco, but I've done that because they have earned my loyalty by just a really strong, focused, and great return policy. So take it back. Are you a good parent? Now let's talk about buying. Let's focus on the buying a little bit, buying with confidence. And when I say, are you a good parent, I'm talking about a good parent who allows enough choice for their child, but also reduces the choices. So there's an element of safety. There's an element of security. And then for us, there's an element of loyalty. You'll see the good, better, best. Are we buying with confidence? And you know what I've really noticed over the last 10 years or so, my customers always chuckle, my clients always chuckle when I talk about narrow and deep, because I'm a little bit obsessed with it. And in some cases it's the right thing to do, and others it's not. But ultimately I'm talking about doing as much as you can with the minimum amount of product that you need. It's minimalist focus for us, even in a world of consumerism. It's trying to keep the right products, the good, better, best products in our stores, so we eliminate choice. Now, eliminating choice is really an important element, I think, in a buyer, because our customers, truly loyal customers, rely on us to make the choice. We've got in our general lives, we've got too many decisions that we're making on a daily basis. The more decisions we have, the more stressed out we are. If we can walk into a retail store and that choice, that stress of choice has been eliminated because we're truly looking at the best of the best product, how much calmer do we feel? How much loyal do we become? Eliminate too many choices. Make sure that you are, as a good picker and a good buyer, making those decisions. And really importantly, when you're buying and when you're making these great decisions and when you're making the choices on behalf of the customer, make sure you communicate that to your staff. Get down on the sales floor and evangelize the products and evangelize the whys. We're going to talk about that in a minute as well, but evangelize the why you are doing this is really a critical way, because when you get down on the sales floor and they understand the why in that selection of the good and better products, the good, better, and best products, then they'll truly understand, and your customers will understand that from the communication from your staff. Be confident in your buying skills. Guide your customer's path. Don't be afraid to take choices away from your customers. It will make them happier. It's like the economy of choice, like understanding that there is really a better way to do things than just throw a hugely wide net over it and hope that your customers will buy the product, because that in itself will inherently build a markdown strategy in your store as well. Do they trust you? You'll see my typos all the way through here, but do they really trust you? Trust, driven more than second. And this is where I really want you to focus on why. I'm going to talk about this a little bit as well, but people follow because they want to. Loyalty is proven by actions. Like even in this little diagram here, integrity, serenity, sincerity, reliability, consistency, commitment, and competence. Are you earning their trust? And you know what? So this is where I want you to really think about, why are you doing this? What is your true purpose? What is the true purpose of your business? If you don't have a vision statement for your business, if you don't have something that you can clearly get in an elevator, and if someone tells you why do you do what you do, that you can give them a one-sentence response that will answer their question and satisfy the answer to, why do you do this? You need to have that vision. You need to communicate that vision to your staff. That vision needs to become obvious to your customers, because they won't trust you unless they understand that you're doing this more than just for your own selfish needs or your own self-gain. There's proven loyalty is built on the actions that you provide. Now, yes, we're all in it to be able to make a living. We're all in it to be able to look after our families and our staff and our friends and our charities and our neighborhoods. But, are we doing this with a proven why, with an understanding of why we are in this for good reasons? And that's where, one thing that I've really gained a lot out of is a book by Simon Sinek called Start With Why. Customers follow true loyalty when they understand why we do things. So my challenge to you very much, and summarizing this whole kind of loyalty program, is why do you do it? Why do you do what you do? Know what your why is. Understand, that loyalty comes from, being part of a story, being part of something that you believe in, and communicating that why is very important. So think about that. Spend some time. I would encourage you to sit down with your staff as well, and help each of them understand your why. Know that they have a similar understanding of your culture, and then help them develop their why as well, because there's nothing better than training your staff on the sales floor to truly understand why they're doing it. Truly understanding that service above self is an incredibly rewarding, satisfying way to enjoy your day-to-day life and your day-to-day business. Folks, thank you very much for spending a little bit of time with me. I hope you've gained a little bit of extra insight into loyalty. These sessions in the Wealthy Retailer are just sessions to challenge us. I know that in many areas we've always, we want to throw a lot out there to you in terms of things that you can improve and change and challenge. And with that, we love questions. If you've got questions for us, if any folks a little bit of challenge and you don't agree with things, we love to hear that as well. At wealthyretailer.com, you can start to make the connection to us and get in touch with us. We love to go over these. Dan and I both have a very broad knowledge of retail, but we're learning every day. We're learning something new every day, and comes from questioning. Again, planning at retailbycrs.com is an email address you can get to us as well. You can connect through us through our website again, though, at wealthyretailer.com. So again, please, any questions, we'd love to hear. There's also a library. One of our philosophies is we want to give you good information, and that good information is is part of our mantra. So go to retailbycrs.com/retail/coaching. RBC library there is full of videos and helpful information that you can utilize as well. Folks, thank you very, very much. We really appreciate your time. Look forward to joining you again in our next session.